Assalamualaikum. My name is Wira Hidayat. I am a senior lecturer from University Technical Malaysia Melaka. Today we will continue on the topic array in computer programming techniques using C++, part 1. In order to assign one array to another, we cannot simply write the first array is equal to the second array because it won't work. Instead, we need to transfer or assign it element by element. This can be done by using for loops. Start by initialize any variable to 0, which is to subscript for the first element. In this case, we are using variable I, then the test expression is set to be less than the size of the arrays, and the update expression is I++. By doing this, it will access each of the array element and make copy from one array to another. To printing the content of an array that contains character, it can be done by using cout. As shown in the example here, fname is assigned with character Henry and can be printed out using cout, but this method only works with character arrays. For other type of array, the best way to do it is by print it element by element using for loops. Similarly, initialize any variable to be 0, which is in here we are using I, to access the first element, and the test expression is set with I less than array size and update with I++. For summing and averaging the element in array, for loop can be used. First, we can initialize variable sum with 0, then in every loop to access each element we can write sum equal to sum plus test. For each element we can compute the average after complete the sum. To find the highest value in the array can be done by checking each of the element one by one and compare the element whether it is higher than the one in the variable that we use to store the highest value. The same thing can be done to check on the lowest value in the array. It can be done by comparing the value in each element one by one. If the value is lower than the value in the variable that we use to store the lowest value, it will replace the value in the variable. If it is unknown how much data an array will be holding, make the array large enough to hold the largest expected number of elements. Then use a counter variable to keep track of the number of items stored in the array. Similarly, to compare the array whether it is similar or not, it needs to be done one by one element. As in this example, the while loop is used to go to each array element to check the value content. If all of the array is similar, it will print the array are equal, and if it is not, it will print out the array are not equal. Parallel array means that we have two or more arrays that contain related data. A subscript is used to relate array, which means the elements at the same subscript are related. Array may be different type. One might be character and another can be an integer. Let's look at the program 712. This program uses two parallel array, one for hours work and another one for pay rates. Since it is similar in terms of the total number of the array size, both can be used as a similar for loop for entering the data. And to print out the data inside of the first element of both arrays is an information for the first employees of their hours of and pay rate, and both of the array hold the data to up to 5 employees. Two-dimensional array means that we can define one array for multiple set of data, like a table in the spreadsheet. To declare 2D array in the definition, it can be written as this. For an example, we wanted to declare two-dimensional array named exams with 4 numbers of rows and 3 number of columns with integer types. It can be written int exam in bracket numbers of row, then followed by in bracket numbers of column. We can declare the columns and row number in the form of constant as well. This is an illustration of array exam. Each of the elements can be accessed by using subscript. Two-dimensional arrays are initialized with a value row by row. For an example, each of the columns can be set with value in the braces and comma. Some initial value in the row can be omitted, and without initial value, it will be set to be 0 or null. To summing all of the elements in two-dimensional array, it needs to be done by accessing each of the elements in the array itself. We can define our array with 3 or more dimensions. When we use an array as a parameter, we can specify all but the first dimension. Thank you for watching.